This guide shows you a quick and easy way of reviewing and turning off certain privacy settings in Windows 10. First of all, we need to open up Microsoft Edge. That's the dark blue E on the bottom of the screen in the taskbar. Or if you haven't got it there, then click on the Start button and then click Microsoft Edge. In the search, we need to type the Windows Club. Then we left click the arrow just to the right of the Windows Club. We click on the Windows Club official site just here. Then in the search box just to the right here, left click once and type Windows Tweaker. Then left click search. Scroll down until we see Ultimate Windows Tweaker for Windows 10. Left click this once, then scroll down again and we're looking for Ultimate Windows Tweaker 4.2.3 for Windows 10. Left click this once now. It says your download of Ultimate Windows Tweaker 4 will start in 5 seconds, and as you can see at the bottom of the screen it says what do you want to do with uwt4.zip, and it should be 164 kilobytes or thereabouts. It should also say from thewindowsclub.com. If this doesn't match, then click cancel. Do not download, this might be the wrong program. So if it is correct, we left click save. It may take a few seconds to download depending on the speed of your internet connection. Once it's downloaded, as you can see there it says uwt4.zip finished downloading. We left click open folder. Now it's in a zip file, so we need to extract the zip file. So left click extract just at the top here. Then left click extract all. Then left click again extract. Double left click Ultimate Windows Tweaker 4.2.3 and then double click again Ultimate Windows Tweaker 4.2.3. If it asks you, do you want to allow this app from an unknown publisher to make changes from your computer, then left click yes. We then left click Security and Privacy on the left hand side. Then we left click the Privacy tab just at the top here. Now this gives us a number of options that we can disable to stop our privacy from being revealed to Microsoft. So if you want to know what each of these do, you can move your mouse over each section and at the bottom here it will tell you exactly what it disables. So I move my mouse over disable telemetry and it says it detects and diagnostic and usage data of user and sends to Microsoft. I move my mouse down to disable biometrics. This will disable any type of biometrics for this device. So again, you just move your mouse over, but we'll quickly just go through what we think needs disabling. So I would recommend disabling telemetry. This will stop any diagnostic and usage data from being submitted to Microsoft. Disable biometrics. Now, if you use your fingerprint, your voice or your eyes to log into your computer, then this will disable that. So if you do that, then don't touch this. Disable and reset advertising ID. So advertising ID helps you identify and keeps track of advertising data. So yeah, we can disable that. Disable handwriting data sharing. So if you use the handwriting tool, this tweak will save your handwriting data from being shared. So yeah, we can disable that. Disable taskbar Bing web search. Now when you search just down here where it says type to search, not only does it search your local computer, but it also searches the internet. If you don't want this to search the internet, then tick that box there. Disable Cortana. Cortana is where you can speak to your computer. If you don't speak to your computer, then yep, you can disable that. Disable Wi-Fi Sense. Wi-Fi Sense will automatically connect to public hotspots which might not be secure, leading to privacy problems. So yeah, I would recommend disabling Wi-Fi Sense unless you do often connect to public Wi-Fi and you're happy connecting to public Wi-Fi. So I'll click that. Disable app access to location. Now it's basically saying, do you want your computer to know where you are, or are they apps on your computer to know where you are? For example, some apps might use this, say the weather app. It might want to know where your location is to give you the weather for the location that you're at the moment. So if you disable this, this might disable some apps from being able to tell you, certain information in your local area. When you do searches, it might show you results for things that are applicable to you in your local area first. So again, it's up to you whether you disable app access to your location. I'm going to leave that switched off at the moment, so apps do have access to my location, but again, entirely up to you. Next one down is disable app access to camera. So if you don't use the camera on your computer, then you can quite safely disable this. But if you use something like Skype, then obviously you do want to leave this alone, because it's going to stop you from using the camera in Skype and other devices that might use the camera. Disable app access to messages. So if you use a messaging service on your computer, again, leave this alone, because again, it might stop you from messaging people. Disable Windows Update sharing. Now what Windows 10 does is it shares any updates that you've received on your computer to other Windows 10 users, which makes it quicker for them to download updates because they're doing it from your computer and not from the internet. It also saves a lot of data, so that if you're on a limited internet package, i.e. you've only got a certain amount of usage every month, it might be worth leaving this on because it will save a lot of data. So if you're not sure about this, then just leave it well be. Next one, disable Windows feedback requests. So Windows often asks you for feedback on their programs and services, so I think this one is pretty safe to disable, so I'm going to disable that one. Disable password reveal button. Now when you're on the internet and you go to type in your password, you might notice on the right hand side of the password box there's a little sort of eye sort of shape. This enables you to check what you've typed in the password box. So if you think you might have typed your password in wrong, you can click and hold this eye on the right hand side of the password box and it reveals the password so that you can check it. So again, it's up to you whether you disable this. I'm going to leave this alone because I find this quite a handy feature. Disable steps recorder. Your computer actually tracks certain things what you do, like copying files, pasting files, certain things you do on the computer. I can't really see any reason why you need to keep this enabled unless you're having problems with the computer, or you want to track back on things that you've done in the past. So I'm going to say disable that. So let's disable that. Disable inventory collector. This collects data about apps, drivers and devices on your computer and sends them off to Microsoft. Again, I think we can disable that. Disable application telemetry. So application telemetry usage of anonymous apps and programs. So again, this tells programs where you are in the world, and sometimes can be handy for some programs because they might want to know where you are. Like I say, if you've got a weather app, it might want to know where you are to tell you the weather where you actually are at the moment, rather than somewhere completely different. So this, I'm going to leave that unticked for there. So disable sync of all settings. Windows 10 provides you with a facility, if you've got a Microsoft account, to log into another machine and your settings appear on that other machine. So if you do use various machines, leave this switched, leave this unticked, but if you don't use any other machines, then you're pretty safe to tick this, disable sync of all settings. Disable app access to calendar. If you have any apps that access your Windows calendar, then again, leave this unticked, but if you don't have any apps that access your calendar, then you can tick this, but again, if you're not sure, leave it unticked. Disable app access to microphones. So if you use the microphone for anything such as, I don't know, Skype, or you talk to anyone over the the microphone, or you record things, record videos like this here, or audio files, then leave this unticked. But if you never use the microphone on your computer, then you can safely tick this to disable app access to microphone. I'm going to leave this unticked at the moment. Disable app access to user account info. So it says here, turn off all access to user account information for all apps. So some apps might want to know information from your computer, such as they might take your name to register with a program. It could be all various things. Again, I would recommend perhaps ticking this, because it could be a privacy flaw there. So tick this, but if you're not sure, then you can leave it unticked. So we left click apply tweaks, and it says please note that starting from Windows Tweaker 4.2 we have modified in the way which tweaks are applied. Now when you click apply tweaks, they will be applied from the section you are viewing. For example, if you're in the privacy section and hit apply tweaks, the changes will be made only from this section. Happy tweaking. So we can click OK on that. There you go, you're done. You have successfully applied the tweaks. However, to see effects you may have to restart your system. So that means restart the computer. So basically what we can do now is we can click close here. It says since you have applied tweaks, we recommend that you restart your computer for some changes to take place. So let's just click OK on that, and we close down this box here by clicking the red cross in the top right hand corner. Now in the download section here, we can actually delete. We should have a folder called UWT4 and a zip file called UWT4. We can delete these now, we're finished with them. So right click UWT4 and then left click delete. That'll go, and then we're looking for the UWT4 folder with the little zip beside it. Do the same for this, so right click and then left click delete, and that's been deleted. Now we can click the cross in the top right hand corner, and we can click the cross in the top right hand corner here, and it says do you want to close all tabs? Left click close all, and then we restart the computer. So we click on the start button, click on power, and then click restart, or in my case it says update and restart because there's updates waiting to come through. In most occasions yours will just say restart here, but left click restart or update and restart, the computer will say restarting, and once it's restarted all the tweaks that you've applied will now be in place. If there are any problems with any of the tweaks that you've applied, then you can always follow this guide again and untick all of the boxes or certain boxes that you think may be causing a problem. But hope this helps. Thanks a lot.